straight talk. The Film Cynics with Steve and Brian on C-FAX 1070.
Greetings and welcome to the Film Cynics on C-FAX 1070. My name is Steve Johnston. I'll be guiding you doing half the guiding.
You're going to be guiding because I'm not feeling well.
Now
so.
I've lost my momentum. I'm joined by Brian.
Show?
Welcome to the Film Cynics. My name's Steve. I'm joined by Brian Dukowicz. Brian, how are you?
I've been better, Steve. I've had a cold all week long, but I managed to...
What a trooper.
Make my way over from Vancouver for this, so this better be good.
It is going to be great. We got a great show this week. We've got a very special guest, Kai Parker. He is the Kiter Man. He's joining us from the list. He's on the phone via Telelink. Kai, how are you today?
I'm great, guys. How you doing?
I'm feeling a little discombobulated, to be quite honest. I lost my momentum looking at Brian's stupid monkey face. Brian?
Don't blame it on me. I had nothing to do with taking your momentum, Steve.
So, Kai, how are you, man?
I'm great. I'm very happy to be on C-FAX, home of the Film Cynics and the man George Norrie.
Ah, very nice. See, somebody's been doing his research. That's great. Kai, we got some very special treats right now. I've actually got fortune cookies for the studio, and Brian is now cracking his. Brian, what's your fortune say?
You will soon travel on a business trip.
Lame.
You have to have a job first.
Okay, Kai, I got two other fortune cookies. I got one in my left hand, one in my right hand. Which one do you want?
Go right. I'm a righty.
You're a righty? All right. Crack-a-lackin'. Oh, this looks promising. Oh, I ripped it in half. What do you know? Okay, I'm going to have to do some excavation here.
This is like a radio fail.
Okay,
right now.
Yes, it is. You will soon meet a helpful person. Wow.
Oh, thank God.
Lucky you.
Can I get my lucky numbers? Because that didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, no lucky numbers on the back of these. These are special irregular fortune cookies that are from Seattle that our good friend, the cameraman, Adam Lee, who is recording me as we speak, brought back. See, I did okay. Mine says you will have great fortune and luck.
That's so generic.
Although that's kind of a lie, because this fortune in my hand isn't so great. So, oh well. Okay, let me clear off the
you just
fortune
made
cookie
such a
dust.
mess.
Yes, I did make a total mess. So, Kai, you run the list. Can you tell us a little bit about your blog?
My blog was meant to be a fun place for people that like movies to go. I didn't want to do movie reviews or anything like that. As you can tell, we do like a lot of top 10 lists, and we try to just talk about movies and have a fun time doing it.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm able to join in only so many times. My attention is diverted everywhere. But yeah, so you tend to specialize in doing the top 5 list, right?
Top 5, top 10, whatever it calls for. Sometimes I feel bad that I have to leave movies out, so I extend the list to go to 10 or 15, but...
That defeats the whole purpose of a list there.
Well, I just want to talk about movies. If there's a movie that I like and it's got something to add, I want to talk about it. That's all.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it is the ultimate excuse to bring in movies that you like.
Steve forces us to do lists every Friday on our blog, and I think you guys should team up and start doing lists because it's like I don't like making lists of movies.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to find something that I can trust Brian will do every week, every 2 weeks. You got to do a post every 2 weeks. That's what I expect.
I do it.
Yes, you do
it.
And you do it very well.
I'd like to thank you for submitting a list this week, Kai, because it got me off the hook for another week.
You're absolutely welcome.
Well, we're going to get to your list a little bit later. I'm actually pretty excited about it because I had some time to let it germinate in my brain. But I got a list of questions to sort of clarify a little bit who we're talking to and maybe give people a bit of a frame of reference for what we're about to what's about to unfold over the next hour. So let's begin with Kai. What is your favorite genre of films?
That's an interesting question. I'm really tempted to say horror because I really love watching horror. I watch the good, the bad, and the very bad.
Right.
But I think ultimately science fiction is the bar none best genre for film out there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it offers ultimate exploration of all kinds of other genres. Because what is science fiction? Science fiction can be a comedy or a drama or an action or whatever.
Or even a Western, for that matter.
Ooh,
I like when it is.
Or Cowboys and Aliens.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Now, yeah, so do you have a specific film within that genre that you really, really enjoy?
Well, I think Star Wars is by far, it's the Bible for sci-fi. But it's also the boring answer. So I'd say, like, right behind that, maybe The Matrix.
Okay. Well, so what is it about those films that really kind of grabs the science fiction? Like, what do they do with science fiction well?
I really like what Lucas did with Star Wars because he got into the Joseph Campbell's The Hero of a Thousand Faces, Carl Jung's archetypes, the way he plays with that kind of stuff to explore the hero's journey. I really like it. Plus, it was like a huge part of my childhood.
Right.
I grew up playing with Star Wars figures, and I just, I love it.
Me too. You know what the biggest shame is? When I was 10 years old, I traded away all my Star Wars figures for Garfield comics.
What?
And now the figures are worth $1,000 a pop, and your Garfield comics are worth a nickel.
Exactly, like original figures from like 1976 that I had, but at the time I was tired of them, and I was like, but I love Garfield.
You hate Mondays and love lasagna,
and I'm kicking myself to this day for that trade.
Yeah, when you're tired of kicking yourself, I'll join in. Okay, it's all right.
I deserve it.
All right, okay. Well, that sizes that up pretty well. Now. We were talking a little bit about. We wanted to talk to you a little bit about directors. So, do you have a director out there that you feel hasn't really been explored enough, hasn't had enough opportunity to practice his craft?
Yeah, there's a young director I really like right now. His name is Ryan Johnson. Ooh. He directed the films Brick and the Brothers Bloom. And he's a young guy. I really like the films he's put out so far. It looks like he's finally going to get a budget. He's got a film coming out in 2012 called Looper, which deals with time travel, part of the sci-fi that I love. Cool. Featuring Bruce Willis. So I think he's finally getting a cast and some cash to work with, so I look forward to seeing what he can do.
Bruce Willis traveling in time again.
I really did enjoy his Brothers Blue movie.
I never saw it.
Well, Adrian Brody and Mark Ruffalo, for one thing, you watch it because those two guys are in it.
Right.
But it was a really clever story about con men and stuff, and it was really enjoyable.
Was it kind of like The Sting, or more like Con? Or
it was hard. It was kind of its own thing. It was kind of like a period piece, but it wasn't. Like it was. They all dressed like they were in like the 20s, but they're not. They're in the present time, and it was a really fun movie. And no one really watched it. I really liked Brick. Brick was like Encyclopedia Brown on mescaline. It was like this really interesting.
Brick's a hard film to digest, but I think if you can deal with the dialogue, it's a really good film. And taking the idea of doing like a detective noir story in a modern day high school was a really cool concept. And
they were so well executed. I mean, it took a lot of forethought, a lot of different people doing a lot of different things, like great script, great costumes, great photography. Yeah, all of it.
And it features Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who I'm a big fan of.
That's right. And Lucas Haas, it was sort of this interesting little pairing of the two of them, and how they reappeared later in Inception. And so I spent a big chunk of Inception going, oh yeah, Brick, I got to watch Brick again.
I've never seen Brick, but I'm going to put it on my list.
Put it on the list. Now, okay, so as far as that's who should be working more, now who should be working less?
I had a hard time with this. I'm going to say, and I like these guys, but I'm going to go with the Scott brothers.
Oh. Both of them?
You saying Tony Scott and Ridley Scott?
Okay, let's go Tony Scott.
Okay, there we go.
Let's go Tony. His films are all starting to look alike to me. And I'm just ready to take a break from it.
Oh, man, but Tony Scott.
Well, what has he done that's been so amazing? So amazing. I know why Ridley Scott is amazing. That's not an argument.
Ridley Scott has arguably, he's had Robin Hood and Kingdom of Heaven in the last 10 years, which I think are good films.
Yeah, they weren't up to his sort of standards of Alien.
But he did Blade Runner.
Yeah.
So he gets a pass for life.
He did Blade Runner 30 years ago.
George Lucas is still living off all the goodwill from Star Wars, and that was over 30 years.
And Scott should go live off the goodwill of Blade Runner for a little while.
Tony Scott, let's see, Top Gun.
Yeah, that's mediocre.
Speed? Didn't you do Speed?
No, I don't. Did he? No.
Man on Fire?
Man on Fire was good.
That was all right, yeah. But that's like you said, a lot of his movies have the same feeling. Like he just did the train movie, right?
Yeah, Runaway Train. Or Unstoppable.
Yeah, that was Tony. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm sick of the Denzel. I mean, branch out a little bit. The whole Denzel Russell Crowe thing with the Scott brothers. Bring some new actors in, get some fresh blood. I
don't know what it's going to take for Tony to catch up with his brother as far as getting a knighthood. I don't know what he's going to have to do to be able to do that.
He's never going to be able to. He's always going to be compared to his brother.
That's sad.
Sort of like you and I being compared. He'll never live up to the bar that I've raised.
Yeah, sorry, Sir Brian. Now, let's see. What do I have else left on my list here? Okay, now, when you're at home watching a movie, or actually not even at home, what is your preferred way of actually taking in a good movie?
That's a great question. I came to a major realization this weekend that I hate going to the movies.
Really?
Wow.
I do. It's just, it costs me and my family $80 to go see a film, and that's with everybody sharing popcorn.
Goodness gracious,
and I gotta go, and I like people I know. I don't like strangers, and movie theaters have a lot of strangers in them.
Wow.
So I don't want to be around them. I'd rather, I got a 52-inch flat screen with a Blu-ray player sitting 4 feet in front of my couch at home.
Yeah, I hear that, brother.
So I can wait 2 months to plop on my butt, be able to pause the movie when I have to, drink beer, enjoy a film.
See, I enjoy watching movies at home, but I'd rather watch them in the theater because I love the feeling of being out with other people and having that collective experience of watching a movie, which you don't really get when you're by yourself in your living room.
True.
Especially when you see a comedy or something.
The only film I've really had that experience in was Jackass, because when you go to like a premiere of like a film like Jackass, the laughter is so contagious.
Yeah.
That it is a really cool experience. But ultimately, I just don't need to be around all those people.
Don't get me wrong. I hate 90% of the people that go into a movie theater because they do not respect the rules. There's so much talking and iPhone use and just it's so annoying by most standards that I get really mad most of the time. But those 10% of the people that are enjoying it and the times when I really do love it, there's nothing better in the world than sitting in a theater.
I think there's certain movies that you have to go into them expecting certain behaviors. So yeah, going to see Jackass premiere, yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of drunk kids, a lot of high kids, whatever.
Well, and the only other thing I could think that you really need to go for is right now is films you cannot wait for, like The Dark Knight Rises. I'm going to see that opening night when it comes out, or 3D. But even that is going to get to a point where technology is going to catch up. I'm going to have a 100-inch screen in my room at some point with 3D technology.
Yes, I'm going to have my 3D paint that I can do with my room up with.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff we've been watching in the theaters. So stay with us.